Where does your time actually go? That is one of the most common problems I have when people are working on their strategy. It's not actually their strategy that is the problem, it is the time that they have to do all the things. So that is time to work on your business, time to work in your business, and life in general. And what tends to happen is we have a perception of how long we think something is taking us or how long we are spending on something, and that isn't actually the reality of what is happening. So if you feel that this could be happening to you, my advice is to take a step back and to spend 5-10 minutes just actually writing down all the demands on your time, and then organize it however works best for you. You can either get one of those kind of time blocking sheets, which now has all the days of the week across the top and the times down the side, and actually block off certain things that you know happen in your life. It might be school runs, it might be traveling somewhere, picking someone up from somewhere, you going to the gym, you working on certain things, client meetings, and then look at all the space that's left to do everything else that would then be your marketing and working on your business, and see realistically how much time you actually have. Another way that you can do it is actually create a pie chart, like a circle, and divide it up into the different sections of your work, your family. You might have children that take certain time driving them different places. You might have elderly relatives that take some of your time. You might have different projects, different interests, and some people find it easy to visualize in a kind of pie chart and thinking like, what percentage of my time is spent. So they draw a circle and just sort of draw a wedge for everything. And then over time what happens is the demands from different people in different areas in your life will fluctuate. It's not always going to be the same every day. It's not always going to be the same every week. There might be a family situation or something that's happened in work and business and life where that pie chart, that kind of representation of how much time something is taking up for you, actually grows and changes and expands. And so it's really good if you're feeling overwhelmed and struggling and kind of just feel like you're not actually getting where. Often it is because of the time is not, we don't have as much time as we think we do. So we are setting unrealistic expectations for ourselves. And so that's why we constantly feel like we're on this hamster wheel and this treadmill, because we're putting stuff into our day, into our week, into our month, which isn't actually physically possible to get it all done without completely burning out and, working all hours. So sometimes that's a really good thing to do, is just to sit down with however visually makes most sense to you, whether you make a list, whether you plot it out in a weekly chart, whether you kind of draw a circle and allocate different sort of chunks of time. But start to really try and pay attention to also what you think is happening. Is that actually happening? Like, how much time did you do a post review? Look at last week, look at last month, because we can always say, oh, next week, this happened this week, next week will be different, next week will be different. But if you're always saying next week will be different and you never seem to have enough time, it might be that we just need to make some adjustments somewhere along the line about what is the reality of what's actually happening in your whole world, not just your business, but your life and your business, you and all of the people, influencing how that time gets spent. And actually just do a little check-in and see where you're at and what's actually happening.